Hello guys, glad to have you on board again today. I'm going to try making this one quicker than the usual time scale because I have a lot of work to do regarding the PDF manual and don't want to spend that time elsewhere today. So we're going to cover up the SPX intraday trade, but basically I just done the job and we're going to just review that, and where I put the stop loss, where I put my targets. So we're going to review that right after we take a quick look at the swing trades ongoing right now. And today we got something to talk about, not the cryptocurrencies. I'm just gonna clear this one ASAP. To be honest, I know you guys are doubting a lot. I know how painful this is to wait when you're learning trading, and basically this is really the most educational purpose we could have just right now. We're facing the Ethereum and the entire crypto trades because it's just happened. Nothing just happens. Okay, it's just a dead market. Doesn't mean it's not going to go up or it's not going to go down. It's just in a short-term perspective, what we're doing is just dying, and how painful this is for traders who are learning or beginning. And that's so funny, because this is where you see the big difference between professional traders and people who are still lacking of maturity in trading. And basically, I'm referencing to yesterday's video I shared with you guys. Really one of the best videos I made, and really explain what the real problems are. And this is definitely what we're testing right now. I strongly invite you guys to just let it go with that trade, because even if it goes right or if it goes wrong, which is really not important here. If you just manage the risk in here, you should gain more than what you're losing. So even if this is a 50-50 game, then normally you shouldn't be afraid. But I understand that you want the market to do something. For the reason we told in yesterday's video, it's basically, I know that uncertainty and impatience are normals for traders who learn, who are not yet mature to trade. And don't blame yourself. You're just fighting your own brain, so it's not going to work if you're just trying to beat your own brain. So what you're going to do is just understand that freaking fact and try to step ahead. What we've said yesterday, don't fight it. You can't fight yourself. What you can do instead is put a mindset to slowly but steadily having something heading in the right direction. So today is exactly one of those tests you can profit out of, even if that trade goes wrong. I mean, and as I said, it's a 50-50 game. I really don't have a freaking clue about where this market will go. I have some bearish signs. We could really well reach out to them. It's the daily stop hunting pattern we've been highlighting a few days ago, which is a concern, but we're still having a bullish bias, bullish momentum, and bullish perspective. So we could very well go bullish without surprise. And I don't know, so we're in that perspective in which it is the most painful situation for those who learn to trade. Then grow yourself out of this. Take a lesson. Take that as an opportunity. The trade goes right? Fine. You've learned to freaking patiently wait for something to happen, even how painful it was. It goes down, you take your stop loss. That's how it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You're still going to apply the same strategy the next time, because out of a statistical advantage, out of 100 trades, just repeating this will provide gains, more gains than the losses, and this is all we fucking care about. Don't go emotional with a single trade, but in here, this particular trade can really bring you something way more important than just a gain or a loss. It can help you figuring out what I just said yesterday, applying a fucking mindset. In here is definitely a test for your brain. I know you're going to be painful trading. I know this is the kind of pain trade you really hate. You want to press that button to release that stress. I know you do. Believe me, I know. And I've been there, so it's not just to say I'm smarter than you today. I really have been through this as well. I know how deeply, painfully you want to press the button to just release that pressure. You're not choosing the market timing. It's not you who will make the market go there or there. And as long as it doesn't move, it just doesn't move. So the only choice you have here is to wait. Rational always make it rational. You can't fight that. So why would you like to fight? Don't fight. Learn to wait. I know this is painful, but you already, if you're waiting and letting it go with that trade, you're already taking a very huge lesson. Gain or loss is obviously what's going to come afterwards, and it's a binary choice that you absolutely have no control about. But the only thing you can absolutely gain in here for sure is the reaction you've made. For the first time, you took a rational decision, doing nothing when there is nothing to do but just waiting. And God knows how fucking hard this is when you're learning, and you just got yourself a step ahead of eventually becoming a trader someday just because you put yourself in a painful situation and didn't take a stupid reaction. It's pure and simple, it is. I'm not going to go further than that. The only conclusion in here is to do nothing just because there is nothing to do. We're purely 50-50. The market will make a decision, can be positive, can be negative, we'll just do accordingly. But until the decision has been made, any fucking button you can press is just stupid as ever. Okay? Now we move on to something else, because I have to talk to you about the AUDNZD trade on a swing trading perspective in here, because there are lots of problems in here. I wasn't expecting to wake up with a minus 0.30% drop today. Absolutely not, because we've been triggering a stop hunting pattern yesterday already, meaning we should never have broken through this, and far worse than that, we should never have triggered that kind of pattern in here. So it isn't yet validated, which means in order to validate that bearish bias, we have to go there. All right. Remember that those patterns, they need to be somehow validated. So we need to get ourselves ahead of that target to really assess that we still have a bearish bias. And remember what that, oh god damn it, I still have some freezes. All right, sorry about that. So you know what that pattern means, or at least I hope you do, or if you don't, just wait for the PDF. It's going to be a lot clearer for you to get that. This is what we call the reverse pattern. It means that when you have this, it's generally early signs of a forthcoming trend, which is the worst fucking case scenario. I'm buying this shit and not with tiny leverage. I do have leverage in here. I'm far too leveraged for the current context. So I'm reaching out red line in here. Obviously, I'm at the limit of what I accept to take as potential loss. Because if we go in here, it's obviously a big loss I'm going to take. I'm not going to hide the numbers. It's obviously going to be something like at least 6% and probably more likely 8%. So it's not an enormous loss. Okay, it's not a minus 30% drop on my account and anything like that. No, never going to happen again. But the thing is that 8% is definitely the kind of big loss I take from time to time, because I still do mistakes in trading. It's just that my mistakes are way more handleable than general mistakes. I mean, when someone generally makes a mistake, when it learns, it can burn down 20 or 30% of its account on just a couple trades. I never do that. I mean, maximum losses I can take is this, 8%. And I generally take those losses when I took excessive amount of risk. And when I do this, is because I reinvest previous gains. So just for you to have the global mindset in here, if I do take a 8% loss, I've already taken that gain from the AUDNZD. So I'm basically losing previous gains, which is stupid, because obviously I should never surrender gains, but I will eventually do this in here. So it's painful because I've been working for nothing, basically. It's been 2 years I'm fucking working on this AUDNZD, and if it takes down my stop loss in the next few days, I'll just lose it entirely. 2 years of hard fucking work. But do you think I'm gonna give up? Do you really think I'm gonna let it go just like that? If the market takes down my stop loss, I just say, okay, you know what, that was a nice fight. You just basically fucked me all along for 2 years, and guess what? I'm not going to surrender, ever. I'm just going to let it go for that battle. Okay, you won this time. You really, really, really fucked me, and it rarely happened, but it still happens. I'm not fighting the market. I know that everything is possible, and even how hard I can try to manage things, at some point the market can just do fuck me. And when it happens, I don't want the market to fuck my account. I just want the market to fuck me on this trade, which is one of many trades. So yes, if that loss has to be taken, I will. No problems, no questions asked. And if you remind, the last time I've been talking this way is basically EURJPY. And EURJPY just went pretty damn fucking fine afterwards, and I ended up with a freaking nice gain on this one. And remember the last time I had those kinds of doubts, saying, okay, now I'm really heading red area, too much risk taking, I might have to take a big loss, and that will be part of the game. So that was my 2008 mistake. 2018 mistake. Each and every year I have a mistake like that, because I'm no perfect. If you think I'm some kind of god into trading, I'm absolutely not. I'm making a mistake, but I've learned to manage those mistakes, to maintain them in a handleable manner. Okay, big losses to me is going to be 8%, and it's going to be done out of previous gains, generally, and or by a mistake. I mean, let's go back to this for educational purposes. When I took my freaking massive loss in here, at least same thing, 8% approximately in here on 2017. Each and every fucking year I make a mistake. Okay, so 2017, this is the mistake I made. I took more than 8% loss in here. It was nearly 9 if I recall. What's the mistake I've been doing back then? I just basically done my job the way I would have done, speculative positioning, okay, but I got fucked in here reinforcing because we had a missile launch from the North Korea. We were in the North Korean jitters back then, and for some reason the market gapped down, though everything needed to fuck up everyone, gapping down, so I reinforced the position a little bit too early. I should have waited for us to break down the support. I anticipated this. The market wrong-footed me, so I put a little bit too much leverage, but just a bit. I wasn't really overexposed in here. I just got maximum speculative leverage just a little bit too early. And the second mistake I made, I've done that on 3 fucking assets, which means I've been doing maximum leverage on SPX, maximum leverage on Dow Jones, maximum leverage on NASDAQ, which means I obviously have tripled the leverage I should have authorized. Which means a 3% loss, which would have been absolutely normal, has turned down to a 9% loss because I stupidly done 3 times the same thing. What was the mistake? Fucking greed. I wanted to maximize my gains. I was looking at the big short, and basically I blinded myself, made a stupid mistake, and paid for it. So if you think I'm perfect, I'm not. I do stupid mistakes as well. Even after the years of practicing, I still do fucking mistakes. But the mistakes I do are generally very rare, and they always happen in some specific manners. I mean, this is obviously abnormal what we had in 2017 on the SPX, and we pay for this right now. Euro-yen, obviously, it wasn't expectable. Who the fuck would have expected some kind of pullback in a bearish market? And guess what? We've been paying for this as well. We fucking reversed brutally afterwards. So now figure this out in an AUD fucking NZD context. Okay? Same thing goes in here. I'm having high level of doubt, the highest level just I was back then in in EURJPY. It worked pretty fine. Alright? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, as for example, SPX, it didn't work out. I triggered the stop loss, and freaking hell, I had to. I mean, imagine how fucking awful it would have been if this, okay, selling in here, stopping in here, costed me 9 fucking % loss. Imagine how much it would have cost me if I just fought the market and said, you know what, I'm right, you're wrong, fuck you market. No, it would have just said, okay, you know what, fuck your account and goodbye. So that's not how it works. You don't fight the market. And if you do fight that, you're going to take a hard lesson someday. And I bet and I hope you will never do that. I really hope you won't do that mistake. When it goes wrong, you let it go. Because this is what will happen in AUDNZD. We've got 2 choices out there, okay? The SPX 2017 option, the market fucks me up and trends bearish. And in that perspective, oh fucking hell, I don't want to be a buyer. Okay, I really want to take that 8% loss and let the market do some stupid trading, and I will obviously fucking buy it out again later. Okay, it's just let go for that battle, but don't believe me, I'll be there next time, because this will be abnormal trading, and every time we do abnormal trading, we get back to usual afterwards, which means back to the mean. So if we do this, you can be damn fucking sure I'm going to be buying AUDNZD once again in that area to focus a sharp V reversal. Just like I've done on SPX, I said, okay, you know what? You took my stop loss. You really done something stupid. I'm going to let it go until I have something to trade with. I tried again in here, didn't work out. Tried again in here, freaking worked out. And guess what? You know how much I took out of the market in here? 3 times what I lost in here. So anytime, any fucking time I get stopped, I'll come again later and I'm gonna pick up more than what I lost. I know that sounds pretentious. It's just how it goes. I accept losing just to step ahead the next time. And this is exactly what I taught you yesterday on this educational psychology purpose video. I told you to sometimes accept to step back, to step in again later being stronger. I told you that to fight your own psychology, because that's the only way you're going to move forward with it. But that exactly works the same in the market. At some time, you have to step back. Accept to take a loss, to just go back again later and fuck up the market this time. That's how it goes. If I'm wrong, AUDNZD, believe me, I'll get back to this one, but not just right now. I'm going to let it go for a few weeks, few months. I'm just going to let it go as stupid as it can be, and whenever it will go too far, I'll be there again to fuck it up and return to the mean. And I'll take probably a 8% loss in here, but I'll obviously take a 20 to 30% gain afterwards. That's all I care about, being a winner in the end. I'm not playing on a trade-to-trade basis. If I'm wrong in here, I'll accept and go with it. So option A, I go fucked up. Obviously, you surrender the gains, okay? You don't fight this, absolutely not. If you do, you're gonna pain fucking trade or burn the entire account. Option number 2, it works fine. The EURJPY way kind of thing. We work out this area. We shouldn't have gone there. We shouldn't have lasted there so long. But we finally get the positive reaction. Guess what? We're gonna fucking trend like the EURJPY has done, which means take the lessons. We've been reversing brutally and fucked it up. So this irrational behavior in here, we had the same opposite in here. Alright, so AUDNZD can be irrationally bullish afterwards, because what it's doing right now seems absolutely out of standards to me. Alright, doesn't mean I'll be right, just I'm getting to that conclusion. What we're living right now in AUDNZD is abnormal. It's against the odds. Doesn't mean that we're not going to push forward, just says I'm playing odds. This is my statistical advantage. But sometimes it doesn't work. And if you fight that, you're just stupid. Wait for statistical events to occur to play. We definitely have one, and if it doesn't work out, I'm going to be there for the next one. If you fight, you're never going to have enough money on your account to be there the next time. It's really as simple as that. If you want chances to make some money, you must be ready to be there for the next fight. All right, sorry I took a little extension in here talking about the AUDNZD, because once again, just like we've done with the Ethereum before, these are the kinds of trades that will push you to your boundaries, to your psychological problems. It will push you to make bad decisions, and this is where you're going to see the difference between a good decision process taking with rational risk management and just gut trading. I want to get the fuck out of AUDNZD because I don't like waking up each and every fucking day and seeing that loss in my account. I hate that. It really is the line I would pretty much like to forget when I open the account and say, oh, AUDNZD, oh yes, that's this bad trade, so I don't have a look at that. I look at what's positive. No, I see that line each and every day. I know I have to do something sooner or later. I sincerely hope this will reverse, validate, and put me out of the red zone. But at some point, I'm right in this. So it's very fucking uncomfortable. But I get with it. I live with it. I know what my limits will be, and if we cross those lines, I'll get the fuck out. Not right now. Right now is not the time. Okay? That's it. Going SPX daily charts, and we're gonna do intraday's forecast. Sorry about that. So this is what it looks like as usual. Same perspective when we do apply the strategy on an intraday basis. So we forget about everything, the long-term trends, whatever. We just assess the short-term things. We read the daily cash market to see if the structure can give us some advices, some tips. In here, what do we have? Nasty reversal. This candlestick pattern is really, really not good. So this unexpected day gapping up, gapping down the day after, and closing below it. So we've been creating strong resistance in here, so we're looking at playing that game. What we've done yesterday, breaking the lows, not maintaining the highs, bearish close, but closing into the previous day. So it means we kind of maintain the bearish pressure, but we're not yet ready to trend. So we're saving us some time before trending. So I still have a bearish bias on the daily charts, no problem with that. And the SPX cash structures highly suggest this is what's going to play at the moment. This is how it looks like, in a futures perspective. Definitely the same thing. Strong bearish reversal in here, neutralizing candle, breaking the lows and maintaining the highs, and today is just dying in here, higher than yesterday's open. So for now we have a tiny little bullish bias in the short term, but only closes will matter. So the daily chart, I pretty damn expect today to be bearish. The invalidation will obviously be breaking yesterday's high. If we manage to break 26.54, it's going to be somehow problematic. It would just say the market isn't mature yet, isn't bearish anymore, and needs the range. Doesn't mean the market is bullish. It just says the market needs the range. This is nothing like building a support unless we trend bullish today. I mean, if we close in here today, definitely the market will have built a support and will try to break that resistance. All right? For now, I absolutely don't know. What I know instead is that we need to switch 15-minute time frame and figure something out to trade. Okay, so what we have in here, first of all, having a look at the market catalysts. So today we've got ECB deposit rates, definitely something that can be a game changer. And at before the 1 hour before the opening bell, we've got jobless claim, can be a game changer as well, because we expect a very bad number in here. And we'll see about that. The consensus expecting 220. I very well expect that this market can be really lower than the consensus. So we'll see about that. If the number is disappointing, obviously it could be triggering some kind of drop, or at least it can do something. We don't know what it might do, but we know it will do something. Now having a look at this. So intraday, we know that we're favoring the sellings, but there is still few and tiny odds for the market to try wrong-footing that pattern and trending. The structure we have in here absolutely doesn't suggest that. We can clearly see that we've been strongly broken in here. We've been strongly breaking range targets. So we're not ranging, because if we were ranging, we would have bought this freaking target. So the fact that the buyers are surrendering isn't a good choice. But they've been holding yesterday. So I would say, you know what, in between, what do we have? Resistance, support. We fucking play the range game in here, simple as that. I would say this is where our range is, all right? And this is what we fucking trade. Why have I sold this morning? For that fucking reason. The bulls are trying to hold there. The bears are holding in there. We're going to see who's winning. I definitely think the daily chart is the one that shifts the balance to the downside, so I really like to sell rather than buying, and this is the trade I've been taking earlier today, and I'm going to review that. I took this one in a 2-minute chart time frame. That was the plan. I said yesterday evening I'm going to take a 2-minute chart signal. Basically, I was in here, I got to bed, so didn't manage to catch on this one. But I'm taking these ones earlier today, because obviously that was the plan. Okay, red area, exactly what I was looking for. I took the 2-minute trade aggressively, obviously. I should have waited for a 15-minute signal, which is still pending. Let's see if we have something. Sorry. No, we don't. So in a 15-minute perspective, we've got nothing to trade. Okay, nothing exploitable in here, so you need to put large stop losses because the market could very well try to make some upper shadow candles, chasing stop losses, everything like that. We could do that, all right? All it says that to me stop loss minimum in here and mines are there because I don't want to put them just on top of this. We could just try to go there. You see, trend channel could very well allow us to do this afternoon and just fall again later. I wouldn't like to see this happening because that will mean breaking yesterday's highs, but we could very well do that. Market making perspectives, just fucking some bears. It's possible for some reasons. I see this very dangerous. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're just going to fall in here pure and simply just like we did yesterday. Some people may think, oh, it's too obvious, too many bears, so we're just going to fuck their stop losses and shorting afterwards. Have you fucking learned what I told you about the gray rhino? The gray fucking rhino explains why we're going down so obviously and why everybody is freaking fighting that. It's a psychological pattern. Everybody think that that's too obvious, so it obviously has to be taken down the bear stop loss first. Guess what? It doesn't happen. And if it didn't happen in here, why the fuck would it happen in here? We're freaking fucking gray rhino trading on a daily chart, which means the daily bias is strongly bearish to me. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm trading right now. That's why I'm aggressively bearish, because I think that's the market context to trade. Being aggressively bearish and fucking whoever says we are too bearish. I don't give a shit about those who tell me you're too aggressive, Phil. You shouldn't be trading like that. You shouldn't have that bearish bias. I think I need to have that bearish bias because that's the actual context. All right? So we'll see about that. But if we actually trade in gray rhino kind of structures, then whoever says, no, too bearish, be cool, be nice, be sweet, wait for confirmations, don't be too aggressive or the market will wrong foot you. I think, no, I need to be aggressive, not too much aggressive neither. It's not an option, but just a little bit more aggressive than the usual. I need to take a bearish bias and not being just neutral and waiting for prices to confirm and everything like that. Okay? So I'm maximum speculative leverage. I'm ready to trigger some breakdown trades if for some reasons we fail in here today and break and get back to breaking previous day's lows, then this is what I'd like to see. Bearish today, obviously there's going to be a rebalance in here. We've got the 15-minute context and we've got the buying area of that range. So we'll obviously rebalance. What I'd like to see is something like that. The market rebouncing right into the dump zone, not crossing the dump zone, okay, and breaking down. And in that perspective, that's the only reason that may trigger a second trade for me today. A breakdown trade is in here, but only if we do this. Getting into the blue area, rebouncing into the dump zone, and rapidly going back to the blue area and fucking it down. If we fucking it down in here, I'm going to reinforce my position for a breakdown trade. And obviously this time, I think we're going to accelerate down this trend channel. And in that perspective, we're going to have a strong trending happening afterwards. And I definitely want to be more leveraged in that perspective. All right? Pure and simply, building a scenario, and we'll see what the market brings us. For now, I have price confirmation in the 15-minute with the red triangle. I have no signals to confirm that, so risk management is done accordingly. The stop loss must remain pretty far from the entry price to allow a lot of options to work for the market. And whenever the market will validate, what is validation? All right, what will I consider to be validation? It's pure and simply this: if we go to the bearish trend channel, or to the trend channel support, mean the bulls need support that they probably won't find. So if we go there, I will validate my trade, meaning we go there, I lower the stop loss, obviously. But until then, I have no confirmation. I'm trading without signal. I'm trading a 2-minute signal. So I'm trading very short term, but I definitely think the 15-minute can be traded as well. We're right into context, so definitely the thing you want to trade. All right? So that's how it goes for today. Remain patient. Remain large stop loss, because if for some reasons we do try to take down some stop losses, that's definitely here that's going to happen. You see that pattern. It's not valid anymore. Remember, 50 bars for a pattern, so this one isn't valid anymore. But we could very well try to go there and setting a new stop loss hunting pattern, for example. All right, so anyway, patience is required, but I think being bearish in here is absolutely necessary. But remember, we've got this, and this could be problematic. This could be causing some volatility, and if for some reasons this managed to break resistances, I would be surprised, but still it's possible. So you need to take that in consideration for your risk management. Don't put stop losses in here because that volatility could very well go take them down. Bye guys, see you tomorrow for the weekly close, and we'll see how we go. Let's have a quick look at what it looks like just right now, even though that will be tomorrow's job and could be really changing a lot in between. For now, what we're doing is what we call an inside bar, which means we will be kind of neutralizing the trend with a neutral resistance bias. When we do this, the major candle is the candle we take as a reference. So we've gone there bearish, so we obviously go down to this bearish probably in an odd perspective, in a statistical perspective. We've got far more better odds to the downside, but if we do close that inside bar like that, means that we're going to need to range a bit in here. We're going to need to work out this price area before breaking it down. That's all it says. We just bought ourselves some time if the candle close is like that. If we have an overshadow, which means if this week we get to close at the lows, or even worse, with a negative close, then we're mature to fuck it up next week. It's pure and simple. All right? We'll talk about that tomorrow because a lot could change in between.